We start off in the continent of Lyela, one of the 8 great continents of Zin, in the city of Kalion. Far across the Antilles Ocean west of Orin lies the rugged continent of Lyela. The Darkness's armies were vassalizing the kingdoms of the east in Orin and Bagrax, starting over 2 decades ago. Lyela remained mostly unspoiled from the hordes of Bull, but below the earth, a faint rumbling, and something is stirring. The wild peaks and jagged cliffs of Lyela offer natural resistance to the encroaching adversaries, but the immortal twins in the Silver Guard of the Arisian Empire offer grave challenges to any oncoming naval assault. The legends of the twins are well known throughout Zin, for the bards sing of their immortality, conquests, and perils that stem back to when the mortals were first formed. They believe themselves unkillable, and therefore are self-claimed living gods, believing their existing bloodline is superior to all other mortal races. They separate the citizenship from all non-Arisians, even those elves of lineages from the east, hailing from the Isles of Ithelos, or the Azrai of the Deepwood. For the children of the twins not only have the light of Agalos, a boon that prevents natural aging and death, but a gift to all elves that Zin possesses. They cannot also be killed by any unnatural means. For those who have unfortunately stood against a divine tyranny have their skulls are adorned in grim opulence in the Sky Palace in Avan Anor, and this serves as a stern warning to all future would-be assailants. But all is not well in the Arisian Empire. Rumors have spread, as believed they are sterile, as their empire has not expanded in over a century, and no new direct descendants have taken rule in decades. Neglect, hubris, and excess have led this once proud empire into stagnation. This stagnation has not gone unnoticed by the forces of the darkness. Turn that music down a smidge. Along the border of the empire in the city of Kalion, the local king Eridan Arisius, trouble stirs. A royal decree has summoned most of the Arisian elves back to the capital of Ovan Anor, allowing opportunity for non-citizens, fighting men, residents, and those seeking adventure and coin, such as yourself. A royal decree of 500 gold pieces, a sum surely to call every bounty man between the 2 rivers, have been tasked with finding out the disappearance of some local farmers. The king is worried this could disrupt the local food supply in the coming growing season. It is imperative that order is restored. You all have accepted the king of Kalion's offer, and you find yourself traveling north to uncover the mystery of the missing farmers. Let me load up the map. We're currently slightly north of Kalion, one of the elvish cities of the Empire. Let me just kind of go around the table, and what does everybody kind of look like? Fizgig, we see your model, but like, what do you look like? Describe yourself a little bit. You guys have been traveling for about a day.
Can you come to me last a second?
Sure, Ramundo.
You're muted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely think of me as like the Rock Vin Diesel, like the WWF wrestler, bronzed, completely bald, just been in the sun for too many years. When you look at me closely, definitely a little prune. I'm not the quickest on Earth, but if I get a hold of you, you're not going anywhere. I'm armed with a
strong.
scimitar and a... Yeah, scimitar and a spell focus. I'm not really more of the animal side of things as much as I am like the nature side of things. But yeah, so I think my animal selections will be few and far between.
Nej? You're muted, buddy.
Happened to me too. So Nedji is about 5 foot, like 90 pounds. He's a 12-year-old. Obviously he's a changeling, we know that, but he's a 12-year-old. He doesn't talk too much. He isn't very strong, but he's incredibly agile and uncharacteristically charismatic, given that he doesn't really talk too much. He's got a fair skin, or I'm sorry, he's pretty pale. Normal 12-year-old human boy in appearance.
Not my son.
It is almost springtime in the year 431. The day is Inde in the month of Asius. What does Ray look like? And describe yourself as much as you want, as we're kind of just walking through the mountainous trails north.
So Ray doesn't go back to his essentially base appearance in front of others, so you would only know him as how he looks in sort of his form. He's just seen and taken on as his identity to everyone around him. So he's got shoulder length orange hair, a more young looking face. Ray is 28 or 29, something like that. 28, I think it is. But it is a younger face. Not muscular and bulky, but just enough, knowing he's worked his life. He does work for his money, sort of thing. And he carries around this axe with a shield on his back, with leather armor just draped around him.
Awesome. Margween?
Morgwin is half elf, but he looks more human than elf, except when you notice his pointy ears and his eyes. It's basically the size of a average human. Sort of platinum hair with a well-coiffed goatee. He wears a kilt and a sort of a armor on the top. He plays the bagpipes. He's very well coiffed, put together as far as his appearance. That's about it.
And Fizzgig.
Fizzgig is Furbolg. He's got blue skin, black hair. Is pretty tall. On the low end of Furbolgs, but taller than the average humanoid creatures. He's got a kind of a biggish build. He looks fairly strong, but but yeah, that's about it. He's wearing just basically adventurer's clothes and two long swords at his waist.
What's the marching order?
Hey, I'll be up front, unless anybody wants to stand in front of me.
I'd imagine Ray's in the middle, so I'll just sit back here and enjoy the view as we walk through.
I guess I'll take the front. I'm feeling pretty strong and hefty for it.
I'd be in the second rank.
Nedji kind of shuffles towards the back.
You guys are walking through the mountains of Zephyros. Someone can make a history check or a religion check if they wish. Morgween rolls the first natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
That shall be how the rest of this campaign goes.
Let the power gaming begin. Zephyrus. Sorry, go ahead, Fizgig.
I just had a question. You know, since I'm with ritual casting cleric, I'm not seeing any healing spells on the spells that I can choose from. I'm only seeing ceremony, detect magic, detect poison and disease, and purify food and drink.
Not yet, because you have to find them to add them to your spellbook.
Oh, okay.
Another reason maybe you become an adventurer, to seek out more knowledge of those of a god. What god do you worship, Fizgig? Or what type of god do you worship? Like the spirit of the god, basically, because I can help you out with the gods' names.
I want to say Eurus, but in most cultures, Eurus is god of evil.
Do you want to serve the gods of evil?
No.
So god of the underworld or something?
No. Maybe god of east, west. I did look at the Orient god lines. I'm guessing. I think it's west, god of west.
Okay. Originally in Morgween, there were 4 gods of the winds. 4 powerful gold dragons that were created by Utrix, formed from another god. As gods sometimes can get lazy, they delegate duties and so forth to other gods. And it's rumored that these mountains were named after one of the dragons of the 4 winds. The mountainous view is breathtaking, fresh air. The birds are chirping as spring is upon us in the 10th month. It's the middle of the afternoon. It's a little cloudy out.
Too cloudy. Need more sunshine.
Aren't you crispy enough already? I think you've had enough sunshine over your life.
Awkward pause as you guys are all marching north into the perilous mountains that brought you all together under the bequest of the king for gold, power, or your own reasonings. Must be getting close to the river.
Yeah. On another note, I'm having a problem with sales by now.
Because I haven't loaded you in yet.
I was kind of wondering why, like, I'm not seeing anything here. I thought this was legitly a glitch or a problem here. I guess I'm just gonna start whistling the tune as we march along, breaking the silence a little.
Do you want some marching music, fellas? I could help you with that.
I've been terrified of those bagpipes since I've seen them.
Out of all the instruments, I hear the bagpipes the most.
Me too.
It's like you found the one way to make Ramondo walk faster.
But that's a good introduction to the character, so have fun.
I might just bring the barbarian back.
Nej, you see, like, up ahead, you see you look over the shoulders as your 12-year-old figure. Up ahead, the river is up ahead. You can hear the stream trickle. But there seems to be a problem. There's like a horse and like a wagon and there's two dwarves arguing. I've summoned you to the battle board.
Ooh.
They appear to be speaking Dwarvish to one another.
So because my character doesn't really speak all that much, he kind of just like points to the person, he taps the person in front of him. I wouldn't know who that would be. Oh, is it right here, right? Hold on. I think that's Ray. And he kind of just like points in the direction of the dwarves.
They seem to be like shuffling around the cart a little bit.
Seems we've got a road up ahead.
You can move your models if you wish, of your own accord. You look up into the mountains ahead of Zephyrus. They're mighty, as the river, one of the two rivers of this particular region, flows through here. Die, Agak! What do you guys do?
Well, I don't actually know what they're saying, so I don't know.
So, yeah, moving. I'll start moving up, looking more at the wagon and the horses than I am at the dwarves.
Do you want to try to stealth up there?
I don't really stealth.
Okay, just move your model then wherever you want them to go. The bagpipes have surely alerted anybody, maybe close to anybody that's around, but the dwarves seem to be a little preoccupied. Ah! They notice you as you approach them.
Hail in common.
Yeah, hello.
What matter? What's the matter?
Well, we're trying to take our cart up the Kalion, but it got fucking stuck.
You need a tug?
Yeah. This is my brother.
Gold. Do it for a gold.
1 gold. Jesus Christ.
I just kidding. Come on. I'll make my way up.
Fucking I'm greedier than a goblin. You walk up. They have it's like a draft horse, attached to a cart.
And I'll move up to the horse, and I'll make an animal handling on the horse.
Okay, roll it up.
So you got to do that from skills, right?
Yes.
Animal handling. How do you roll that?
You just click it. There's a button there in your skills category under animal handling, and you should be able to click it, and it'll automatically roll it with the modifier. There you go.
Oh.
14.
The horse seems to be kind of calm. You look into the horse's eye, it has the blinders on, and the horse, is well shoed. Like, the dwarves have taken care of it, and the dwarf, stares at you as you look at the horse and kind of, calm it down, I guess. But the horse wasn't really, nothing was wrong with the horse, it seems.
Good.
Look at the brother.
I'd like to try and lift the carriage if that's possible.
Yeah, move over and make an athletics check. So I'm going to move, I can move your model. Sometimes I will move your model if you describe what you're doing.
Dwarf,
the dwarf brother goes over here and says, "You get that side, I'll get this side." And he points over to this side though for you. And you look down, it's like one of the flowing stream is probably about knee high here. But it seems like one of the wheels, as you get kind of closer there, Fizzgig, is stuck in the muck.
Yeah, by the way, I'm wanting to lift it
Just straight off of back?
Yeah, straight up half lift it as a
Yeah, roll an
a
athletics
giant
check.
sort of was lifting this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're probably about 7 feet tall as a Furbolg, right?
I am 7 feet tall.
Yeah. An 8.
I've rolled an 8.
You see, like, the back of the cart has, like, a bunch of, like, barrels.
Barrels.
Get over on the other side, laddie. Right over here, he points. And the other dwarf looks over at Ramundo and says, I'm just gonna stand there.
Put me on this side.
No, you get over here. Someone has to get it. Aye. Now one. Trick. Drac. You guys have to make a roll. So who wants to make the roll with advantage, right? Since 2 people are helping, plus the dwarf is helping. Who has the higher athletics roll?
I have +3 in athletics.
Ramundo?
I am +6 in athletics.
So roll it up.
He's making that roll.
So Ramundo rolls with advantage. How you roll with advantage in D&D Beyond is you right-click that roll, allow you to re-roll it. So this is good practice for you. You right-click that button and then hit roll with advantage. There you go. Natural 20. The barrels start to clunk around a little bit. Ah, yeah. Much appreciated. They just look at you.
Hey, where you heading?
Kalion!
Oh, that's right. You did say that. Good luck to you. Hopefully that wheel holds up for you. How's traveling where you came from?
Oh, fuck. They look over at the wheel. It's like got a little break in one of the spokes. What can you do? Can you help us?
To fix that? I mean, that's... I just lifted your cart out. That's not really on me.
And fuck.
One of the others?
He looks around. He sees, like, you know, he sees Fizgig have, like, a spell book on him. Says, you can't fix this?
I don't have a spellbook.
I thought you were a wizard, you said.
I start off fighter.
Yeah, I know, but you also have a spell book, right? Maybe not.
I was going to pick it up down the line
Sure.
when something I was starting off with.
But you do have the spell book to write in the rituals, too.
Yeah, I do, yeah, I
Mhm.
guess. I say, well, what's his name? Is it Ramondo? I goes to Ramondo. I don't speak Dwarvish, but can you tell me I have no way of fixing his car for him? I'm guessing that's what he's signaling to.
I can speak common, too, you know.
We've been speaking in common the whole time. I don't speak dwarf either.
Not too bright for a wizard.
Not yet.
Well, you just have to go chop some trees down and fucking patch it up, I suppose. Much appreciated. What are you headed to?
What's the other rest of our group doing?
I don't know. What are they doing?
I'm just like watching off on the side.
Yeah, I'm just standing back, like leaning on the axe, just like. You need a tree cut down, you say, to patch it up.
Well, a nice thick oak branch. And we fuck some
Well,
fucking nails in it.
I can't mend it for you. I'm no good with carpentry, but this axe can cut down a tree for sure.
Well, then what are you waiting for?
Yeah, so I'll just like walk straight over to this tree here and just start swinging away.
Take one swing, a thick branch cuts off. It's like, it'll need to be shaved.
I guess I say you can whittle it if you want, and I hand them one of my daggers.
Hey, fuck. Takes your dagger and starts whittling it. He just starts shaving. He looks up at you at the eye, like, you know, through his thick beard. He's like, what the fuck are you? What do you look like? Because you're a changeling.
Yeah, I just look human at the moment, so it's the
Don't see too many humans around these parts.
Yeah, I'm just a traveler.
Man, they say up north there's the Vikings always raiding. So all the humans are at. He like whittles down his fucking stick. He says, you ain't one of them Vikings, are you, with that axe?
No, I found myself comfortable using it.
Not enough tattoos, the other brother says. Yeah, he no Viking. And he like takes the thing, he goes over to the wheel and starts nailing the fucking thing in. Ray makes a roll, a d20 roll, to see how effective it is. Even though he like shaves it, they're just kind of nailing it in to fix the spoke of the wagon. A 5?
5.
Yeah, it'll get us far enough. Maybe a little bit down the way. We just have to avoid the bumps. These fucking elves would patch these fucking potholes up. No elves here, though. He looks around. Well, I appreciate it. Hard to find good souls these days helping us out.
So as he's saying that, can I be taking a look at like the carriage? Like, what are they carrying? You said like barrels. Is it like I mean, are we talking like ale or grain, or can I get a gist of what
He says he's like, well, this one is eyeballing it pretty well. Well, you got a mug? Look at he's drinking already.
Yeah. I'll pull out a mug.
But like takes it over to like one of the taps, he like pours it out. It's like, least I could do is give you some nice dwarven ale.
Yes, I absolutely will drink.
Elves love this shit. Well,
And taste-wise, it tastes good.
what does your beer right now taste like?
I mean, it's a straight-up lager.
Tastes like
Very
that.
nice. Excellent.
You have to mix the
Back
barley with the oaks just right. It'll ferment.
Hopefully I can find some of this where I'm heading. Any word on the farmers up there?
Apparently, there's some farmers right over there along the hill. You look up, like, past the mountain a little bit, like, you see, like, a small farm, you know, over there.
I guess that's where we'd be heading then.
A lot of shepherds
Help,
and
guys?
who the fuck knows what they grow up here, you know? Well, take care, lads. Just get on that. They fucking slap the horse's ass a little bit. Horse starts taking off a little bit, and they're just kind of like, you know, doing that little dwarven walk where they kind of just wobble a little bit as they walk. They're both wearing, like, I want to say, like, hide armor, you know? They're, like, somewhat armed, but, you know, they're not really, I guess, worried about bandits or whatever, I guess. What do we do?
Guys, do we just continue on our path? Are we gonna...
I don't see why not.
Okay. We move up the path a little bit. I'll just move you guys' models up a little bit. And you guys see this, like, other, I want to say commoner. You know, it looks like a human. He's, like, traveling across the road. Well, hello. Hello.
Hell again. Man, this drill is busy.
Well, I just missed those dwarves, unfortunately. I was going to tell them about this treasure map I found.
By all means, you can catch them. They had a little bit of a delay.
Well, I could sell one to you as well, if you wish.
And what treasure does it lead to?
Apparently there's an archaeological dig up the mountains. They've unearthed it recently, and, well, adventurers like yourselves and other people, even including some of the farmers, are trying to get their crack at it. Are you interested?
Can I get an insight on him, or?
Yeah. I'll let you roll the insight in public, right? And what I usually do is I'll roll a counter roll, right, against you. So it's not like 100%, it's not like 100% like you know what's going on. So I roll a charisma check against you. So why don't you make a roll? So you hear that noise? That's me making the roll.
That's me making my roll, which was not very good.
It appears to be telling the truth.
Let me guess, 1 gold?
Yeah, sure. He pulls out the map and hands it to you. I'm assuming he holds out his hand in exchange for the gold.
Don't believe my character really starting with.
So you kind of start off with your starting equipment that D&D Beyond gave you, and you should have like a little bit of spare change, maybe.
I'll chuck 1 gold your way for the map.
Oh. He like turns over, he kind of turns away from Amundo and like walks up to Fizzgig. And Fizzgig is like this pretty intimidating presence. He's like, oh, strong muscles, you'll be able to pull out a lot of loot.
Indeed.
He hands you a map. He says, well, I'll try to catch up to those dwarves now. Good luck. And he just fucking starts taking off. You guys do anything?
1 gold.
Yeah, remove 1 gold from your sheet. And you look at this, like, treasure map, right? And it talks about just, like, it points it out on the map. Like, it says it's like, yeah, it's up the hill, maybe about another hour's travel up the mountains. And it just talks about, like, yeah, there's this archaeological site that's been found. It's written in common.
You better wipe your arse with that thing. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. You got shistered out of a friggin' gold piece there.
Gold piece, smart.
We
Fair
might
enough,
be able
it's
to.
your money.
We might be able to sell it for 2.
Fair enough.
Cool. Where are you guys going? Do you guys want to go to the farm or go to this dig site? Or where are we going? Or nowhere at all?
I think you're following the treasure map for now, right?
And I feel, depends on how everyone else feels about this task that we've gone on, whether we stray from it or trying to find ourselves some treasure.
Nedji is like super excited, and like you can just see the expression on his face. Like going on a treasure hunt is like something that just sounds exciting as hell. So he's basically like, yeah, I'm for the treasure hunt.
I turn to the group and say, I think we should go on a treasure hunt.
I'm sure the farmers can wait, right? turning to Morgwin.
Hi, you fellers are a bunch of fools. There's
Yeah,
no
if the farmer-
treasure.
If the farmer's already dead, that's
If there was
Well-
treasure, that man would have found it himself. It's right on the map. He gave you the map. He'd be walking around with gold teeth.
Maybe he
Morgwin,
didn't have the
Morgwin
skills
makes an
required to
insight
get-
roll right now. Or Morgwin makes an insight or perception roll.
Okay, so I can make it myself?
Yes, you get to decide.
I do not make a good one.
It is what it is. You're trying to put some more information together, maybe a few more clues or something.
Morgwen is a naturally suspicious half-elf.
But I mean, he's telling the truth, Morgwin. I mean,
Yeah.
telling.
Eh. Fair enough. We'll go wherever you want. I'm just along for the ride.
You see Nedji just like jump up and down in excitement.
See, he wants to go.
as long
it's-
as we get to the bounty. We're here. We've been tasked with a job. We should complete it, I think. But
Aye.
if we're to collect some treasure first, then so be it.
Treasure it is then. But don't be surprised if I laugh at you, fellers. When there's nothing there.
And if there's treasure there, then you don't get a part of it.
Oh, I didn't say that, did I?
Do I get to punch in the arm when there is a treasure?
He makes no comment.
I'll take that as a yes.
Are we
So
heading
we-
off to this treasure map location?
Yeah, we venture for following the map.
It's about an hour away, right? Okay.
I guess
had an
it's
hour
an
to
hour
the-
in the opposite direction.
Well, it's an hour away. I mean, the farm is kind of maybe over there a little bit. You know, it's like a half hour out of the way.
Okay.
But it is right now approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you guys have been walking all day, so your feet are a little sore if you're not used to hiking all day.
So we go check out the treasure hunt, then we'll come back to the farm, and we can spend the night at the farm. With all the treasure. And I'm looking at Nedji.
And he's like nodding, like really like eccentric nodding.
Okay, I'll add an hour to the timer. Correct? As we're walking towards the treasure place, right?
Quick question, Nedji.
Yep.
Yeah, your character got ADHD.
No, he just
It's
doesn't
just
talk.
like, oh,
So like all of his movements are like exaggerated to kind of like convey how he's feeling.
all right. Pretty cool.
And he is like, he acts like a kid, because I mean, as far as you guys know, he is one, but he isn't.
Yeah.
An hour passes by, and you follow the tracks strangely to like some ruins. I've loaded the battle board, and this is what it looks like. Someone can make a history roll if they wish. Typically, how when I ask a group like this, the person with the highest history roll can go, and then that person can get an assist from another player. Again, it's a way for you to role play it out and figure it out, right? In the future, as we get higher level, I won't even say anything. You have to decide it for yourself.
Yeah, I am not-
Fizgid rolls a 14. The DC is 13. This appears to be like Durgar runes. Like runes built by the dwarves, but Durgar dwarves. Dwarves of the Deep Earth. What do you guys do? I put your models out, and this is where we're starting. This is, you see, like the ruins and so forth here. And what do you guys do? Appears to be like a broken aqueduct over here. Appears to be that the map was right after all, Raimundo.
See? And I turn to Nedji and I'm like, all right, Nedji, where do we start?
Nedji's just gonna start going down, like almost like caution to the wind. Like he's off. He's not running, but he's like walking pretty fast.
I'm just going to be essentially watching Nedji's back. I don't have investigate or anything like that, so this is not my specialty.
I'm going to head off down towards the west.
Okay, move your model.
So I'm going to attach myself to the kid.
You're just like, make a perception roll if you guys want to, or whoever wants to make a perception roll can. Kind of just looking around. The trees like sparsely break up amongst the rubble. Other rocks have pierced out through the mountainside.
I got a 21.
Cool. I mean, you're looking over here, Fizzgig, and nothing of note. Like, it feels like you're alone out here.
Just clarify, is this Fear of the Mind, or do I actually see this statue here?
Which statue? This one right here? Yeah, there's a statue here.
Yeah, I'd like to investigate a statue.
Roll an investigation roll as you begin to search the statue. Another 20. Rolling well. It's a Durgar dwarf. Standing up in a pose of... He's like looking over. It's similar to kind of this. He has a shield and a sword, and he looks down upon you. But it's like a giant figure of a dwarf, really.
Okay.
Do you guys know what Durgar dwarves look like? Some of you guys might.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Dark and dingy gray dwarves.
Oh, so yeah, I was right there.
It's rumored that there's dwarven kingdoms north of Lyela, across the border of the elves here, of the Arisian kingdom, but not Durgar dwarves. Those are maybe farther to the east. What do you guys do?
If this is meant to be a new...
Can I roll a survival or something? Look for any sort of tracks, anything, any sort of like recent rummaging that's been going on?
Yeah, for sure. Roll it up.
Yeah, Ray was going to
Man, I'm the
say...
king of fours tonight.
if this is meant to be a new excavation, then surely there'd be someone around here excavating, would there not?
But where? I don't see anybody.
Yeah, maybe we should head further up towards the entrance.
I'd like to use the Furbolg's feature, which allows me to speak with speech of beast and leaf.
You want to talk to the plant?
I want to talk to grass in particular.
You go up to the grass and like lean down a little bit to this like clump of grass, right?
Yeah.
What do you say to it?
I say to it, can you point into the direction that you established as gold treasure?
So there's not really like a breeze, you know, in this mountain cliff. The grass remains motionless.
To be honest, I thought how I would be able to use that is if the grass would bend itself in the direction of the yeah.
Sure.
But,
I make a roll. I've described what happens.
Come on, Nedji.
Shame.
guess we'll just start making our way towards more ruins, I guess, the center.
Yeah, just like deeper in general.
I'm assuming like with Nedji, who's like kind of the most like she's like, or he is the most energetic about this. He's probably leading the pack, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you move your model up to the front, buddy?
Oh, it's already up there.
Okay.
Already down across.
Nedji makes a perception roll.
Oh, I do. It's not good.
It's beautiful. The air is fresh. It's like clean mountain air, far away from the smoke of the elves and the dwarves, and the ruins stand silent. And it seems to be like the density of them is getting a little thicker, right? Must be getting close to something.
What? You gotta be close, Nedji.
I just like give him like I acknowledge what he said. Like I just nod in agreement.
Do you still have the map? Or is the map any sort of detail of this place, or just to here?
It just points us out this like location. It says, "New ruins uncovered. Come here to find them."
Is there any description or any sort of...
Lots of treasure to be found. Must be untold wealth kept from deep beneath the earth or something to that effect.
I'd like to investigate the statue that I'm in front of.
Which one?
This one here, like next to where Ray was a second ago.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of like motif, right? Another Durgar stares down at you.
Yeah.
Here.
No.
Are you proficient in like religion at all, Fizgate?
I am.
Roll a religion check.
$12.
You missed the DC by 1.
Oh.
The DC was 13. What do you guys do? Can't quite put it together. There's some religious symbol on the shield, but you don't remember what god it's from, though. Ray, you look up ahead, and it seems to be like there's something over here, right? Like up ahead, there's more statues and stuff, and there appears to be like some stairs that lead up into something. But it's odd, Ray. Like you've already questioned it. There's no like archaeologists or anything here. Like you don't hear any mining. You don't hear any. Well, maybe they could be inside. You know.
So if we're doing this, then we might as well go up ahead before it gets dark. And Ray starts walking up the center path towards the
Yeah. And the model is what it is.
Yeah.
And Nedji, or Ray, you kind of like call him up. Neji's like eagerly following behind you. You see like a circle out here, and something's written in a strange language. What languages do you speak, Ray?
Common and Abyssal.
It appears to be almost written in an Abyssal dialect of some kind, but it must be a different, like the typography and stuff, and you know how it's a similar style of language, but it's not written in Abyssal, so you can't read it.
Yep. I recognize some of these letters here, but it's not something that I know particularly. It's
what language did you say, Leopard?
What languages do you speak, Fizgate?
I speak Infernal, Abyssal, and Common.
Fizzgig, where'd you learn Infernal from?
Hermit's knowledge.
Studying from something, maybe some forbidden knowledge somewhere.
Yeah, so someone inhabited in the cave that I was living in that speak Infernal, and I kind of picked up the language from him.
In the center of the of this circle is a symbol. The symbol's almost like a cross, and then you put it together. You know, it was the same symbol on the sword, on the shield of the Durgar statues that you studied before. As you look around, it says, "This is the Temple of Idris. Woe to all non-believers, those beneath the earth."
I repeat what he said to the rest of the group. I'll proceed and say, like, do we really want to search this? Kind of feeling a bit hesitant to go in here since it actually reads in Infernal. Unless you're happy to proceed, I guess we can proceed, but just letting you know, my hairs on my skin are actually standing straight.
As you look up from reading it, you see an entranceway, right up ahead.
I've never known no dwarves to speak or write Infernal, but hey.
Indeed. That's something new to me too. I want to investigate the statue. Now, considering that though we're at Infernal language, I'm presuming the statue is different.
You see the same symbol on the shield, right? But you already made a roll and failed, so I can't give you any more information.
Wait, I made a roll and failed?
That's correct.
Oh, for the religion.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Religion.
Someone else with religion who's proficient in religion could also roll as well. What do you guys do?
You know this image that you put in Lyela server, is that the image that was found on the floor?
That's correct.
Dallas, are you trying to speak to me? Fine.
Oh, yeah. It helps if I'm not muted. So you see, fellas, it's not that we just got taken for a gold piece and given a map. It's that we're going to get ambushed here. We don't
Where
belong
do you
here,
see an
lads.
ambush? I don't see an ambush.
Oh, okay. Keep going forward then there, lad.
I'd like to investigate the floor a little bit more further. Like, is there anything else that you can tell me about the floor? Like, especially around the image?
The floor?
Yeah, like in
Like the
anything I can
masonry?
do.
Unfortunately, you're not a dwarf, so you're not really specifically knowledgeable in the stonework and stone cutting. You're kind of more of a in tune with nature in the woods, being a Furbolg. So the answer is no.
If Morgan is trying to intimidate me, I will absolutely start storming forward.
I think it was more of a
Can,
challenge.
Ooh.
It's
Can,
more of a
Ne-
persuasion check than anything. I'll roll it just to...
Morgween,
play
no
it out.
persuasion checks can be made on other players. They either do what they
Okay.
do or like whatever. You can't influence them with their role.
Fair enough.
They have their own agency.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
As a ritual?
Furbolgs have the ritual trick, yeah.
As a ritual or as a is it just like a cast ability?
As a cast ability. It says I can cast it or as a ritual.
You cast it, and it lasts for 10 minutes as concentration spell, right?
Yeah.
There's no magic around. Nothing glows with any type of school or circle of magic in the nearby area. Maybe this place was magical, but must have been a long time ago.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna venture in. I'll take the nosedive for this and go first.
So this is what we do, guys. I will change the light settings, and we're gonna. Normally on the baby dungeons, right off the start, I wouldn't even do hidden zones, right? But we do this with hidden zones, just like we did in Tomb of Horrors, right? As we go into something, it's a little bit more immersive. And then, of course, I have to change the light.
By any chance, have you done them neatly this time, or is it still rough edged?
What?
The hidden zones?
Move your model in. Or move your model up. This is what it looks like. There's like a cavern. And I'm going to change the lighting down a little bit. I want to say it's like dim light in here. Like that.
Yeah, it's right in here.
You look down at the ground, Fizz Gig, and the way this is marked is there's like... You look ahead. Do you have dark vision at all as a Furbolg?
I do not. So I want to light a torch.
Okay. Add the torch effect to your model.
If I can see my model.
Did it darken ever for you guys, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of now in the ruins of this temple. You look down as you light a torch. There's like centipedes. Like they're not like covering the floor or anything, but they're scurrying about. And they're represented by like this slime or whatever that's on the ground.
Nice. Wait. I just realized something. Like,
I've changed the ambience because we're stepping inside, right?
Yeah, like who's a rogue here again?
Me. Nedji.
Oh. Can we have Nedji go first? I'd like to not stand on a trap.
Kind of just like stealth, I guess, if I need to.
How stealth works is you must break line of sight from a creature. And you pretty much have to hide behind something, right? Like right now you're in a hallway, right? So if I just have like a creature, come like around the corner here, they would just see you because you're not hiding, right?
Right.
You're just out there. But yeah, you're still can roll stealth to like move quietly.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Exactly, like tiptoeing a little bit, trying to avoid moving around these like centipedes and other like strange little insects crawling across the ground. And when you're moving stealth, you move at half speed. Roll a stealth check.
22.
Pretty quiet. It's rolled against the opposing creature's perception, and I rolled that roll in secret.
Okay. So I just move forward, or
yeah, and as you're moving forward, you're kind of like step-toeing. You're being pretty careful around it, and your feet, like as your shape change into the smaller form, you're pretty nimble. And you're just kind of like, you're moving very quietly. Do you have dark vision as a changeling?
I do not think so.
It's getting pretty dark in here. And there's no you don't see any lighting in here or any type of festoons or anything like that. So it is getting kind of dark.
I have a quick question. If someone goes in invisible while they've got a torch, how does the invisibility work with a torch?
It's a great question. The light emits from you. It depends if you cast invisibility. It's a great question. I'm going to say it's up to the caster. So the thing is, if you want to see while you're invisible, then the torch effect is affected. If not, the torch effect goes away.
Oh, okay.
So if you want the spell to consume the light of the torch, that's correct.
Okay, I want to cast invisible, and I want to be able to still see while being invisible.
So, okay, you cast invisibility. You're no longer detecting magic because invisibility also requires concentration.
Which I deactivate using detect magic.
That's correct, right?
it.
That's
Yeah.
one concentrate. You can only concentrate at one spell at a time.
Yeah.
Nedji's up first, though, but you are considered invisible for the meantime. For Furbolg, it only lasts for 1 round. So it's been about 6 seconds, and now you're not invisible anymore, I think.
Whoa. It was saying here that I'm invisible until I either make an attack or...
I have to look at it again. I was just thinking about the other player that plays with Furbolg.
Because it says it lasts until the start of your next turn or until
Yeah,
you
starting next turn. That's 6 seconds. Boom, you're undone invisible.
Oh.
You've used the ability.
Oh, shit. I wasn't thinking that.
What do you guys do? You're getting kind of dark. It's getting hard to see, Nedji. I'm kind of nice because you're level 1, and it's not like pitch black in here. The light is still coming from outside the cavern. And what I'm trying to say is that any perception roll is made at disadvantage.
Okay. I have a hooded lantern in my inventory.
Do you want to bust it out and use it?
Yeah.
Do you put the oil in it?
Yes.
You put the oil in it, or the oil's already in it, and you light the hooded lantern. You right-click your model and add a torch effect to your model, so you can kind of see around your model. This is just the best we got, guys, with Tailspire. Like, they don't have the hooded lantern effect or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so now you can kind of see a little bit more. What do you do?
Move forward.
Cool.
I don't want to, like, move too far ahead, like, of everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, trying to move slowly.
Yeah, you look over to your left down the hallway, and there looks to be some stairs going up, but insects are like kind of crawling all around here, and it's kind of nasty. And I think that's where we should probably end our game and start next game, right, guys?
Okay.
Is that what we want to do?
I can keep going, but I don't want to speak for anyone.
I think you're going to.
Do you guys want to go for another 15, 20 minutes or something? More Gween?
I got a head, so...
You got to head out, Ray?
Yeah, I got a head.
So let's call it a session then, as we kind of approach our time. But everybody now is level 2 as we become adventurers and venture out into the world. So you guys are now
So wait,
level
we're
2. You're now level 2, right? Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You guys have fun?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just as we're about to get started, guys. We're just getting warmed
I
up.
love it.
You know, I hate that when I watch an anime and it gets a really good point, and then you have to wait a whole week before you can watch another anime. It really pisses me off.
Shit out of luck. Huh. It is what it is, guys. I had to explain the rules. We had to get the game started. We had to get our models in. You know, it is what it is.
It's not my fault.
Yes, let's blame Borgween.
There you go.
Do you guys have any questions, or are you guys kind of good to go?
I'm good.
How about I leave you guys to talk to yourselves? Kind of mingle amongst yourselves maybe a little bit.
Cool.
Guys, I'll see you all next week. Thank you, guys.
All right.
I'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Have it.
Unless Fizzgig, you want to say anything to me. It sounds like you have a question.
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to make sure the money went through on my side for the session.
The thing? It's charged later, and it's not something I'm like really on top about. You know,
Okay.
I look later, and you know, it's just one of those things, man. It's mostly to get the more serious players in here.
Yeah, I tried to get the money in my account as fast as I could.
If it says it'll like bounce if you're like that bad, if you're like that desperate for it, you know, it'll bounce, and then I'll hound you,
Okay.
and I'll get a post or something like that. You know, they handle all that stuff for me. But it's not like I'm gonna hound you down for $5, man.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'll catch
cool.
you guys later. I'm gonna sleep now.
Question: how much gold
Something.
should I have? Because I haven't messed with any of that stuff, and I have 10 gold and
Yes.
like all this equipment. Okay, I'm supposed to have 10.
So yeah, you're supposed to have 10 as a part of your starting equipment based on the background that you select.
Okay.
But if it says it'll like bounce if you're like that bad, if you're like that desperate for it, you know, it'll bounce, and then I'll hound you.
Okay.
And I'll get a post or something like that. You know, it'll bounce, and then I'll hound you. Let me just shut off the ambience because it's a little loud. Yeah, I like it though. What's your one thing I recommend though? I don't know. I think in D&D Beyond they give you a little bit more starting items to help you out because it's supposed to be new player friendly.
Yeah, I didn't touch any of this stuff. I just figured.
Do you have a weapon though? You have like a dagger or something at least, or a sword?
Yeah,
or something?
I got what basically I guess rogues start off with. I have 2 daggers.
Did they give you a pack basically, like a Dungeoneering's pack or a Thieves pack, or whatever? Do you have Thieves tools?
I do have Thieves tools.
Yeah, I mean you're kind of set, ready to go.
Okay.
How about this? I'll make it easy for you. Roll a d20.
Bet.
If you roll a 15 or higher, you get some more gold. So no, you don't.
No. All right. Sounds good.
See you later, bud.
See you later.
Did you have fun, Ramundo, at the new experience of the technology and everything?
Yep, doing good. Dog's going crazy now, so cats are getting fed. So I'm gonna go watch the animals get fed. Yeah, I appreciate the game. I'll see you guys all next week. It was fun. It's fun to play on that too. A little bit different Tailspire thing. It's kind of neat to see. So
it gets a lot better. Trust me. We're just level. You guys are still lobies right now, but we'll pump you up quick as we get a little more
jump into level 2 quick just opens him up very quickly. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can change wild.
Yeah, I think I'll probably even get you guys to level 3 by next game if you guys can finish this thing.
Nice.
If you want to finish it, it's all up to you.
I'm gonna head out and get myself some dinner, guys. Thanks.
See you, buddy.
See you, Dan.
You have a question, Morgween?
No, I was just hanging out. So
cool, man. Just getting the vibes down. Fizzgig, what do you got? Any more questions?
No, not really.
See how I rules lawyered you there? See like how I know these rules like the back of my fucking hand. Now, eventually, what I want to do is get everybody over into your D&D, and we'll start like really. The power will be totally unleashed because you guys will be able to see all the creatures' HP. I'm working on a turn counter in there. So it'll like go through, like I looked at Baldur's Gate 3 as an example with their turn counter. What'll happen is you'll see the action points, their reaction, and what else? And you'll see a little health status bar. And as they get more damaged, you'll see it get redder and redder, and it'll see it dark eventually. But then you'll be able to target their models and things. So it'll just that's the idea. Now getting there is like, oh god, it's like how do we get there?
Yeah.
Because it's also programming a lot of the abilities, like the feats, like giving you guys all custom feats at level 1. This is a cool concept. I want to try to find somebody who has like a bunch of these little minor feats. And I think something that they're publishing right now in the UA includes a lot of these custom, I want to say baby feats. I don't know if it's a part of this giant UA thing that just released, but it's what Bob the World Builder was saying. It's like, how is this not power creep? So I'm like, it's okay, buddy. It's fine. It's power creep.
So with your D&D turn-based sort of thing, would it apply like the rage damage automatically since
rage damage?
Beyond had to do that?
Yes, yeah. That's the idea. Is that it includes like because how rage damage works is it uses these layered effects, and how rage damage is calculated. It searches through. I think it searches through how I do that type of damage, what I call extra damage stuff, is I count it as a free action point. And what does it do? You could select a creature and manually add it, but how it should add it is it's considered to be a damaged roll, and then there's another field called extra damage. And then there's even 2 more fields called extra melee damage and extra range damage. And for rage, it's only for extra melee damage. So you have to have a melee weapon equipped. And then what will happen is when you make that dice roll, it checks against your character. It checks your abilities. And then as you roll that attack, it'll add that rage bonus in. Or that rage damage.
Nice.
It adds it because it has that layer component in. And as the extra damage component, as a raw damage, the damage type is left blank. So what it does, it uses the damage from your weapon that you're using as the extra damage as well. That's the idea. Now, how the roll is made, that's something I'm working on because of stuff like that. Because like things with Great Weapon Master, I think is a feat. if they roll a 1 or 2, they re-roll it. Well, wouldn't it be cool if you could see when a 1 or 2 is re-rolled? And so what'll happen is there's a thing called in the rolls log called full rolls, which is the array of rolls rolled. Those arrays will have a tag associated to them, and the logic will, when it applies that, it'll say, oh, did I re-roll that damage? And it applies that tag to it. And that's kind of some of the ideas I'm thinking about. Like I already kind of programmed it in with the Life Wizard. Like when the Life Wizard does a healing roll, they get a bonus or something like that. And so I programmed it in. So it has this, that's the problem is some of these abilities like that, it's like, okay, how do we program this? Because it's like, oh, it's an extra healing roll. You know, it's like extra healing essentially. And it's like, oh, it's based off my wisdom modifier. So then it's a bracketed concept. So some of this stuff I'm working on, and that's the real meat and potatoes. That's really fleshing out all the abilities and basically the logic system. But it's like, how do you simplify it so you build this layered system so the machine can just figure that out?
Yeah.
Cool, huh?
Yeah, it is. By the way, I sent you a screenshot of my
cool.
to let you know that I'm actually, the bands are on the way.
That's awesome, dude. I'm proud of you, man. Keep kicking ass. I hit up the gym myself today, trying to get my fat ass running a mile every time now I go to the gym. So I'm trying to lose, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Got to try to stay healthy. I sit down all day, programming or building worlds or, Tailspire adventures for you guys. Got to get up, get the heart pumping. And of course, I have to slow down the eating too, because it's like, you get hungry when you start working out. Your stomach starts grumbling. You got to resist that fucking temptation. So right now I'm drinking water, So I'm trying to practice what I preach there, Fizz Gig.